Hey YouTube, so today is Nagant ammo loading day. Not really, but this is the day I decided to pick to load up some Nagant ammunition. So what you see here, I'm going to explain all the stuff that I got going on if you're not familiar with reloading. I have some full length Nagant. This is 7.62x38mm Nagant brass made by PPU. This is my deburring tool. I have a Anaconda mini chop saw. Our previous range ammunition that I used once fired. Some 71 grain bullets, 3.111 or 0.311 diameter. Some XTP bullets, 0.309 diameter. Oops, dropping stuff. And some brass I just cut down to 33 millimeters. So I'm going to be truthful with you. Without a proper jig to sit this on, this brass is going to come out slanted. It does not affect its operation and shooting, but just warning you beforehand. So what I'm going to do, I need to deburr the brass, and it's going to be pretty easy. Just pretty easy. So I'm going to load up both the 309 diameter XTPs and the 71 grain full metal jacket. I've actually had great success using the 71 grain full metal jacket in my gas seal version, so I'm just going to adapt it for the Nagant-Shorts. I'm not going to deburr all these, just 7 of them. And then I'm going to get the cases prepped for lubrication, and then we can move to the sizing operation. So that's good enough. I'm going to use a standard Tupperware bowl that I normally use. It's got a little hole poked in the side. I'm going to put our top on here. Wait, hold up. That might not be the right top, but I'm going to make it work. I got a couple of Tupperware bowls that I'm using. Just going to stick some in here. You guys can see it. Spray it around. That was actually a little bit more than I wanted to spray. And like always, I use one-shot Hornady case lube. I do use some of the other actual sizing waxes, but that one-shot case lube is good enough for this. So it's done, and we're just gonna, like our normal operation, we're gonna size this brass. So let's move to that operation. Okay, for this part of the operation, we are going to use a RCBS sizing die. It's already set up in the Lee quick change system. This is the die set that they give you when you buy the RCBS reloading kit that you can use for, let me get you guys the case. You can use this to reload for the gas seal method, which I'm going to make a separate video on later today. We're just going to stick this in. There. You can see the decapper. No need to decap this time since we don't have any primers we need to poke out. So we're going to stick our brass. It's going to give it that classic Nagant shape. So let's finish. We got 7 more. Nagant shape. I mean that classic taper. See. And there you have it. That was our last piece. Now we're going to move on to priming the brass. Alright, in this stage we're going to prime our brass. So I'm using my RCBS hand tool. I had one primer left on this strip, so I'm going to load that in. Alright. And these are CCI 500 small pistol primers. I got 4 strips left on this primer. Gonna load those in. Okay. And I keep these priming strips because I have the RCBS loading device where you can reload these back up. So that's done. I can work on this one. Okay, there we go. Alright. So in this stage we're going to be expanding our case mouth. I could use the RCBS expander die, or I could use this 30 carbine M die made by Lyman. Doesn't really matter as long as you don't go down too far with the Lyman die. Got that installed. Gotta run our first case through here. Just ease gently, just enough to open that case mouth. Just enough. I'm gonna zoom that in for you guys so you can see. There you go. Okay, now it's focusing. As you can see, I don't know if you can tell in the video, there's a slight bulge there. That's good. We may have to iron that bulge out later, but we'll deal with that when the time comes. Okay, so we're all ready to place our powder charge. Let me get our powder pan. Well, I lied, we're not really ready. Got to place our powder pan, and we're gonna zero the powder pan once it's stable. So it's already been calibrated. So for our powder, we're using Blue Dot. I'm upping the powder charge as opposed to last time, and you'll see if you watch my last range video with this particular powder charge. We're gonna get the ball rolling while I'm talking. It was a bit light, probably at about 800 feet per second. We're gonna up it a little bit. Let's see, I got it in here. Yep, that one. So it's going to dispense our charge. Now sometimes the first charge, it kind of throws a crazy charge. Probably have to dump that back in there. We'll see. Let's zero in on the You see what I'm talking about? Let's see what that powder charge. 6.7. Yeah, that's way too much. So, as expected, it threw a crazy powder charge. Just dump that back into the main pot. Place our powder pan back on the scale. So I'm probably not going to show me doing all 7 of them because it's going to take forever. I do try to condense these videos a little bit. So 5 grains, that's the appropriate powder charge we're going to be using for this video. So let's see. I'm going to take our powder pan with funnel. It's relatively simple. So for like my library that's stored on here, I named the Nagant-Shorts differently from my gas seal Nagants. So on there it'll say 7.62 NG instead of 7.62 NT, which is the NT version is my gas seal. That's a little bit over, but it's not a problem. Not a big issue. So, if you've seen some of my earlier reloading videos, before I got the powder pan with funnel, it was horrendous. Like I was trying to hold the camera, plus, you know, pour the powder. It was just crazy. This makes a hell of a difference. Now if you don't want your powder to stick to the powder pan, what I do is I take a dryer sheet and I wipe the inside out, and that takes away the static electricity and keeps the powder from sticking to the pan. As you can see the powder in there. It's focusing. Okay, so in this portion of the video we're going to be seating the bullet. I'm using a 30 carbine seeder made by Hornady. The numbers on the can't think of the name for this thing. Got freaking precision seeder. Can't think of the name, but the numbers, I had to offset them a little bit to get it to work with seeding Nagant ammo, because it had a tendency to try to I don't know, crimp it, and I guess the die has reached the maximum amount that it can actually be screwed out of here. So, but it looks crazy, but it works even when I use it for 30 carbine. I'm gonna sit that in there. So bear with me. I'm gonna have to redial this in for the Hornady ammo. Oops. I'm gonna set our bullet on there. And be redialed back in. So we're gonna have to. Okay, so we got the bullet in there. Now we're just gonna have to get it to the sweet spot. Once you get it dialed in well enough, you'll know. Just take your Nagant, and all you need for the ammo to do is to pass the forcing cone. So you don't really have to seat it in there deeply. Just need it to pass the forcing cone. So this ammo needs a little bit deeper. Okay. I'm gonna test it out again. And it works. Now, remember, each Nagant is different, so the depth that you need to obtain to pass the forcing cone, it'll be different on each Nagant revolver. Because I say that because this I'm testing this out on my Tula. My Tula takes practically anything. So but my other one made by it's Viscool or whatever it's called. I can never pronounce the name to that factory. It does not accept things very well. And yeah, like I said before, when you get to the end of this, you're gonna have to sometimes you're gonna have to size this back out. You have to smooth this bulge out, and I'll show you in a minute. Just gonna ride this bullet in there. And out of this side, it's dialed into the sweet spot. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna make a jig, or have somebody make a jig for me. That allows me to cut this brass evenly, because it's not really cut evenly. It's not gonna perfect the performance. But maybe I got OCD or something. I don't know. I don't like my brass kind of slanted. And you think this is kind of tedious. As you can see that bulge from. Think this is tedious. Wait till I finish the updated video for the gas seal using the RCBS dies. Oh my God, it's freaking tedious. Oh, bullet's going in there crooked. Now I could just use, since this is a 309 diameter bullet, I could have used a bigger expander. I can rig it to where maybe I can use 32 H&R, 32 Smith & Wesson expander. Okay, there we go. So this was our last bullet. We're going to move to crimping the brass. Using now, since I have that bulge in the brass, we're going to use the RCBS Nagant sizing die to smooth that bulge out. It's probably going to sway your bullet a little bit, but it's not going to be a problem. What you'll need for this, a little bit of wax. You just clean the wax off when you're done. So got a little bit of wax on there. You're just going to run it in there just a little bit. You see that crimps it. It provides a stable enough crimp for it. And this isn't high powered ammunition, so I'm not gonna be too worried about it. It removed that bulge out of the ammo. So let's finish up the last few. Put a little bit of wax on there. Just running in there just a little bit. You know what I'm going to do? You know what? Maybe next time. For the next video. What I was about to do, to ease a little bit of that roughness, sometimes I spray some of that one-shot Hornady case lube in there. There we go. That works. That's why I said it's pretty tedious. You don't want to try to size all of them and not check it. I'm going to zoom in for you, because you may not have sized it enough, and you just run it in there just enough. And it knocks that bulge out. Have I ever got anything stuck in here before? No. Not doing this ammo this way. There. That was our last one. Okay, so now we have the finished product. So this is our primary load that we focused on today. 90 grain XTP with 5 grains of blue dot. This is another load that I loaded up as well. I didn't make a video of it. 71 grain full metal jacket with, I'm going to keep the powder for now, I'm going to keep the powder a secret until I can establish that the load actually works in this configuration. I have a similar load that uses full metal, 71 grain full metal jacket, but that's with the gas seal method, totally different powder level, so that's untested. Gonna see if that works. This is our, we're gonna move this out of the way. This is our primary load. Now we're going to see if the rounds actually clear the forcing cone. And in the previous video I already did it, so they work, but we're going to double check. Now we're going to keep our hand off of the trigger. No need to touch the trigger or the hammer. So we're just going to stick them in there one at a time, like we would load. See, they're going in. They would not have chambered if I had not knocked that bulge out. So we got 7 in. I'm gonna zoom in. Try to zoom in as close as I can. Oh, that's probably, yeah, that's bad. So we're gonna back out a little bit. Just enough to where you guys can see that there's a gap. See that gap? Oops, some of the rounds are coming out. Might as well close the loading gate. See that gap? See how the rounds are passing the forcing cone? That's what you want. I mean, you can see them, see the bullets deeper, but it's unnecessary. All you need for it to do is to close past that forcing cone. Now this is my Tula. The other one is finicky. They may or may not chamber in this one, but we'll see. Oh, they're going in. Normally it's pretty finicky. Oops, I passed. Now that round did not chamber, but it chambered in the other one. Well, I'll keep passing it up. Okay, there we go. Didn't chamber. Didn't chamber all the way. It's always this one. It's like this one cylinder is out of, well, I don't know if it's in spec or out of spec, but I always have issues with one cylinder on here where my hand loads don't chamber. You see how they're not going in all the way? I can force it in there, but there's really no need to. But the other one, it's golden. And I actually like this one. This Nagant. the best. Now my gas seal is always chamber, but that's the finished product. Hopefully I can get out to the range soon again. I mean, it's not going to happen till the weekend maybe, to test these out and to test the other ones. Might bring some gas seal versions out as well. So like always, I thank you guys for watching, and I always enjoy your input, and stay tuned.